Okay, I wanted to um, do this book on the miniatures in this book, Chant, monde, l'art des reines safavide. But the thing is that there is also this book, which is about Sinbad, and Sinbad getting to experience an adventure on, you see, they went and got shipwrecked on a big fish, and when they lighted the fire, the fish started to move, and so the fish took a dive into the sea and took everybody with it. So, this is the story of Sinbad in German, but, I thought it's so interesting that the miniatures could go with a story like this. So, I love the way this story is told in the German language because it sounds so fantastic, just like the miniatures do. The miniatures are real because that's how things were in those times and how people saw the world um, in two dimensions rather than three. You see the same buildings and the same people um, and animals, but because they used the paper form, it was in two dimensions rather than three. They have this. Perhaps it's Oriental because the Japanese also have the same, or the Chinese, the Orientals have that kind of view of things. So this is Guillaume's Souren du monde. This is a miniature from 1524, 1539. You see, the miniatures are very different from the Western miniatures, as I've done the Book of Hours, and the Book of Hours are very realistic. This is un portrait de Khosrow dessiné par Shapur. Khosrow, Shapur, Shirin, they are three protagonists of Khosrow Shirin, which is two people who love each other, and then the king who is in the middle. That's the story. This is a scribe or basically a knowledgeable person. This is a dragon. Combat de Rostam. Rostam is the heroic figure of the Book of Kings, and he's always fighting with something or someone, and he ends up fighting with his own son, Sohrab. So that story didn't go well. I think there's an opera in Russian of the story of Rostam and Sohrab. Um, this is a timbre. How do you call it? So this is the full picture of what we saw in as the book cover. You see, what happened was that Rostam hides his son in the mountains, Sohrab, and then after many years he comes back, and then he doesn't recognize the child. The child has gone into a man. The only thing that can show that he's the son is an armband, and Rostam only finds the armband when he's in battle with his own son. But not having recognized the son, he doesn't know that he's fighting him, and he sort of kills Sohrab, but he finds out later on that he's killed his own son. So that's the story of Rostam and Sohrab. It just shows how much genetics is important, because when somebody isn't there, then it doesn't matter if they're genetically the father. And Rostam, this kind of a general he is, hero of the Shahnameh, the Book of Kings, because he fights for the kings. He has a white horse called can't remember his name now, but this white horse is very important because he's kind of a magic. And this is Seymour. This is another character with the magic bird in this story. So the Book of Kings celebrates all the kings, and it celebrates the conflict that there was between Persia and its neighbor, which at that time was Greece, but the Macedonians and that sort of thing. This is a hermit living in a tree. Zal is super mihrab. Zal is Rostam's father. So this is a receiving of at the court. This is fighting with the dragon. Fighting with the dragon was a big